Alright, so the Integra is looking really good. And of course this build is kind of coming to an end. It's still, there's going to be a lot more content, but the big part of it is coming to an end. So I want to take this opportunity to show you what parts came off it and the things that I think are valuable. So I want to try and recoup some of the money. Of course we're not going to recoup a lot, but I'd like to pass some deals onto you because I know someone out there is going to need some of the parts that we took off, and I want to sell it at good enough prices that you can use it and enjoy it and get a deal. So you ready? Here we go. So this is the ground control coilovers. This is the springs with the coilover sleeve. This is in really good shape. This will fit EG and Integra. This is the nicer system. It has one bolt, an Allen bolt right here. You break this loose, then this you can turn pretty easy. There's no double locking ring. Makes life much easier. Also comes with the new urethane isolator for the top, so you wouldn't reuse your rubber one. Of course, these are the back, these are the front. Let me just go ahead and show you. This is the part number for the front springs right here. This is the rear. So contact me if this is something you're interested in. New, I believe these still go for about 349 bucks. These for sale, 150 bucks plus shipping, or you can pick them up in person. All four just the way you see them, $150. So let's go on to the next item. So we have some KYB AGX. These are the fully adjustable shocks. Again, 92 through 95 EG. I believe they'll fit EK. And of course 2004 to 2001 Integra GSR and LS. These are the AGX, which means they are adjustable. They have the adjuster on each shock and they are in good shape. They're not all damaged. Also this portion here, which is something you have to look for. You got to make sure there's no damage on this. Did check them over. Every one of them is in good shape. There's no damage to that at all. It's just finger marks on there. So these are in excellent shape and came off the car just as you see them. The only damage I see is on this is the rear one. It's got like some rust and some flaking paint right here, which is because the ground control sleeve would sit here and water had been going down here. Other than that, they're in good shape. There's no leak in oil, nothing like that. These you can run a factory spring, a lowering spring, or of course the ground control lowering springs with the sleeves that we also have for sale. You can buy them and put on here. I'm selling everything separate because some people already have springs, some people just need shocks, so I'm selling it separate, trying to sell it at a good price. All four of them right here, $200, and they are all in excellent shape. They came off the car working. There is no problems with these at all, so you can either buy these with everything else or buy them separate and put them together. And again, all four of them have the adjuster in each one and it's not damaged. The nuts are included, the washers. You can put your kit together on these, no problem at all. Next up, the ground control hats. These are genuine ground controls. They're not the cheap ones. These you can run them either with the ground control springs or aftermarket springs or even stock. What this does is it allows the shock to have full travel. The factory one, this would all be level. This allows a shock to have about 2 inches more travel. The shock bolts to here as opposed to down here, so when your spring is on, it doesn't lower the car, it just gives you the ability to run the full amount of your spring right here. You can find these on eBay. I think they're about 150 bucks a pair. They're in good shape. A little bit of water damage here on the anodizing, but there's no rust or corrosion on these, and the polyurethane bushings are in good shape. So these, if you're interested, this is for the front, just a pair. These are $50, 50 bucks for both, and again, you can either pick them up or we can ship them to you. $50 is plus shipping. We're not including shipping on these. I'm guessing anywhere in the country, UPS, probably about $20 shipping, $15 to $20 UPS. So these are sold as a pair, or you can package all this stuff together and we'll try and package the shipping so you get a complete set. So these are the Skunk 2 Tuner 2 cams for the B series. These were in our Integra. I'm estimating these were in there for about 6,000 miles. They're in perfect shape. As you see, the coating is just starting to come off. Everything is smooth. There's no problems with the cams. These are one of my favorite cams because they're a great transition between an aftermarket cam and a stock cam. They have very good stock like drivability, good low range, good mid range, good upper end. The VTEC transition is very easy to tune. They're not a really radical cam. The idle's nice. Doesn't have a lot of valve train noise, which is something that nobody really wants to tell you about. They always want to show you a dyno sheet. They don't tell you that the cams rattle and you can never get the valve adjustment quite right. These, again, super easy to tune out. Stock type sound, very little valve train noise. George actually had the Tuner 2 cams in one of his Integra builds. He used it daily. I think he had 44 or 45,000 miles on the cams when we took his engine apart to do a bottom end rebuild, and they look perfect. You can see, you know, this is obviously the bearing area. This would go almost like full shiny. The coating would come off, but when you feel the lobes, there was no wear on his cams at all, which again is pretty impressive when you're looking over a long mileage range with the cam. So George had a little over 40,000 miles in his cams, and they showed very little wear on the Integra build that he had. These, like I said, they have about 6,000 to 7,000 miles, and as you can see, the coating hasn't even wore off yet. It's still got that kind of like the black anodized coating. It's not anodized, these are steel cams. But again, this pair, I'm going to sell them as they are, just as a pair of cams. You can either buy our valve train springs and retainers or supply your own. They do require a little bit more spring than stock, but these cams as a pair, just the way they are, $250. And again, you can either pick them up in person or you can pay and we can ship them UPS to you. We'll package them very well and ship them UPS, and then you can install them yourself. But again, excellent cams. One of my favorite cams. If you've talked to me over the years, this is the one cam I would run in my personal street car, just because there is no negative drivability to these cams. It's all plus. I love these cams. So this is the Alpha springs and retainers that was in the Integra. Again, about 6,000 to 8,000 miles on these. These are the perfect springs and retainers to go with the Tuner 2 cams. I think you can run these up to the Tuner 3 cams. Once you go to the pros, I think you need a stronger spring. One of the reasons I like these, again, is because they're not really aggressive. They don't put a lot of valve train stress on your cams and everything else. But again, these are proven. I've used these for many street cars, many fun weekend cars and track cars. They're not full pro race stuff. This is what I would consider street strip, a little bit of road course. But again, these are the Alpha. See if I can get a close-up right here. But they're in good shape. There's no problems. The springs all measure out perfect. The retainers don't show any wear. This is something nobody wants to show you. This is where the retainer would actually wear, is under here, where the spring would constantly be binding on that retainer, and you'd start to see wear. As you see, there is nothing on there. And again, this is a full set of springs and retainers. We do have the factory keepers that came out of it. I'm not going to tell you there is all 32 in here. I'm pretty sure there are, but I'm not going to tell you that. I would recommend you put in a full set of matching retainers. If you want to count these and there are 32, you can use them. They are all a matching set. They are OEM keepers, but I would recommend replacing them. Again, everything's in perfect shape. There's a full set of 16 springs and 16 retainers. Again, perfect for Type R cams, tuner cams. I wouldn't go to pro cams. You can look on Skunk's site and look up the specs on these, but these are, again, one of my favorite setups. Springs and retainers, just the way you see it, $150. So again, you can pick them up or we can ship them to you at an additional cost. We will ship them UPS. That way we can package them correctly and track them. You know when they're coming. But they're all sitting in this bag We don't want to leave them out. We don't want to get them dirty. That's why they're all sitting in there. There's like a light coat of oil on there, but everything is in really good shape and it's nice and clean, ready for you to install. Next up, this Skunk 2 Honda 70mm throttle body. Funny story, we actually bought one for our build, and then as we got into it, Skunk 2 sponsored us with some of these parts, so we ended up getting another one from them, which was sponsored. So this is the one we actually purchased. So we are going to sell this one. Again, it's brand new, it's not installed. Again, we ended up with 2 of them, but this is brand new 70mm billet. This, let me show you real quick, has the gasket included, has the TPS gasket, has the stainless hardware. Again, beautiful piece, nice piece. Let me show you, a lot of people used to have problems with throttle body sticking over the years. Let me describe it real quick what used to happen. So this throttle plate here fits obviously in the opening. What would happen is this plate would close onto the opening and stick. Well, that's not the way the throttle body is supposed to be set up. It's supposed to have a throttle stop, which is this adjusting screw right here. Well, a lot of the throttle bodies, this aluminum over time, the actual bolt would wear into here because it was soft. The bolt was hard, the aluminum was soft. It would wear in there, so it would no longer return to that stop. The throttle blade itself used to end up being the stop. What Skunk 2 did is they have, see, there is actually a steel threaded bolt in there with a Phillips head screw that is tapped into that aluminum, so that when that contacts on there, it's contacting with steel, not aluminum, so it's not going to wear into that. You see that? Again, it's an easy fix, but it's the way you should fix it. This aluminum piece isn't going to hold up to a steel bolt, hence why they put a steel bolt in there. So this, you're not going to have any problems with this sticking. So this is the throttle part number. It does fit more than just B series. I think it fits D and H series as well. Contact me about this. Again, brand new. It's uninstalled. It's not touched. It's just sitting in the box. It's being moved around the shop. I've had it about 10 months. I bought it way ahead of schedule, but like I said, Skunk 2 sponsored us and sent us one of these. So this one is for sale. Again, we'll ship it, or you can pick it up in person. All right, next up are the taillights. Of course, everyone knows these are 94 through 97. They have the yellow signal. It's kind of hard to tell in this light now, but they are yellow. These were clear coated a few years ago. I think one of the first times I owned the car, we clear coated them. They were buffed, so they actually look really shiny. They look in really good shape. No broken tabs. The threads are all there. They're dusty in there. The little screw there retains the harness. There's no bulbs. You can use your harnesses, but that is the passenger side. Here is the driver's side. Again, this sometimes breaks over here, this corner, if they ever get dropped. That's a kind of a weak spot right there. So there's no cracks, no scratches. If you look real close, you might see fine scratches. Let me see if we can look here. They actually look in really good shape. Again, no broken tabs. All the hardware is there. Little screw there, that's missing. Who knows what happened to that. If your taillights are complete, you should have that screw, and you can put your light harnesses in there and your bulbs. But again, they're not broken, they're not damaged. Who knows, they might be better than yours. Again, that didn't bother me. There wasn't really like they were bad. I just in the end decided, you know what, the car should have the right year taillights for the car. It is a 2001, it's the last year of the Integra. These obviously 94 through 97. But tell you what, let's see, how about 125 bucks for the pair plus shipping, or if you're in the area you can come by and get them. 125 for the pair. Does that sound cheap? All right, these are the gaskets that came on them. I'm going to obviously include those. They're not in bad shape. again, it's kind of like with my Integra, it's like, where do you stop? You don't. So I bought brand new gaskets. This looks a little bit chewed up around here. It looks dry rotted, but I'll leave them in there. If you can use them, great. If not, you can throw them in the bin and say, well, thanks for including them, I don't need them. But I'll go ahead and put those there. That goes on there, so we'll include those, and who knows, they might be better than yours. If they are, hopefully it helps you out. All right, next up is this gnarly wheel. Yeah, dude, it's gnarly. There it is. So it's black. It looks like it could have been red stitched at one time. It has the hub adapter, which I'm going to include it. I don't know if this is the perfect one for you. I don't like it. Over here, I mean, I got to reach to hit the stalks here. See the distance here? I think you can change the hub adapter to get rid of that. I don't like it. You can drive it, you get used to this, and you can reach these, but you know, this distance here is a bit too much. But the wheel is in really good shape. It needs clean. I'll clean it before we ship it out, but it's in good shape. There's no damage. The horn does work. It does go back in there. That's the button you connect it to your horn. But it's in good shape. I don't know what model it is. I'll let you look at it and try and decide that. But I don't know, what's this wheel worth? How about 175 bucks with the hub plus shipping? Is that cheap enough? All right, hopefully some of these things you can use, and I'm giving you good enough prices. Hit us up at lhtsales@aol.com, or you can message me on Instagram, and we'll see what we can do. We'll try and get these parts into your hands. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video, and of course, enjoy your used parts.